Hello there, Leo. Thank you so much for stopping by for your weekly tarot video forecast for the week of January 4th through the 10th. Just a quick announcement. First, I do have mentoring sessions coming up for those of you who would like to expand your psychic abilities. The first one is on the 4th. It's at 1 o'clock Mountain Time, which is 3 o'clock Eastern Time, or 8 o'clock if you happen to live in the UK. Wednesday the 13th, I have one at 12:15 Mountain Time, which is 2:15 Eastern Time, or 7:15 if you happen to live in the UK. On the 18th, I have one at 1 o'clock Mountain Time, or 3 o'clock Eastern Time, or 8 o'clock if you happen to live in the UK. And then on Sunday the 24th, I have one at 6:30 Mountain Time PM, or 8:30 PM Eastern Time. And then if you live in the UK, that'll be like 1:30 in the morning on Monday. So probably won't see too many of you there. But anyway, those are the mentoring sessions that are available right now. If you're interested in any of those, find my contact information on my website, amista.info, and just let me know. We'll get you in there. If none of those times and days work for you, also let me know that. We'll schedule something that does work for you, and then we'll just open it up for up to 3 other people to join us. Okay, so let's get into your reading, Leos. On Monday, what you have coming up is the Seven of Clubs. This tells me that you are taking a stand for yourself on Monday. A lot of times when I see this card, this talks about setting boundaries with people. Maybe they've been expecting a little bit too much and you kind of have to say, yeah, I'm only going to do this much from now on. You're going to have to figure out how you're going to handle anything beyond that. So I do see you standing up for yourself, taking some kind of steps to basically to make yourself be heard on Monday. Now on Tuesday, what we have showing up for you, Leos, is we have the Knight of Coins. And the Knight of Coins is just telling me that you're being very diligent on Tuesday about your income or about your resources. So this means if you have a job, this means going to work and doing a good job on Tuesday. If you own a business, this means doing what you do and making sure the income is flowing in on Tuesday. If you are out shopping, I feel like this is you being very responsible with your money, making sure all your bills are paid before you're spending money on any frivolous extras or what have you. So this just really talks about being diligent with your budget, with your resources. So that's Tuesday, Leo. On Wednesday, we have the Judgment card coming up, and it's coming up in reverse. I'm hearing some new things with this card for you guys this time. So what I'm hearing is Wednesday, you're kind of taking a break. You're not taking life as seriously as you usually do. So just having some fun, letting loose a little bit, sort of letting the guard drop a little bit and just allowing yourself to have some fun. Not so focused on work, 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 money, 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 make everything all work, but some focus on some joy and some laughter and sharing some time with other people in a very enjoyable and playful way. I'm really sensing a lot of playful energy here. Okay, so that is Leo on Wednesday. Leo on Thursday, you have the Emperor showing up. For many of you, this is going to be your boss. This, for most of you, it will be male. For some, it will be female. And this is somebody that you're dealing with on Thursday. I feel like you may be going to them with some kind of situation or problem that you're hoping to have them help you with. The nice thing about the Emperor upright is he is somebody who is very fair and he's very clear about his expectations. So whatever it is that he wants from you, you know very well what those expectations are. And he's a good person to have in your corner because he does have integrity and because he is fair. So if there's something going on that really is not right, he is going to be somebody who's going to figure out a way to straighten it out. Now, he may not get directly involved, but he might do some little things, or he might do some subtle things to get things going back on the right track. But he's a good guy to have in your corner. And I do feel like you're going to have some kind of concern or issue that you're going to be going to him on Thursday for those of you that this is your boss. This, though, can also be somebody in the family, like this could be a father figure or a grandfather figure, some kind of patriarch figure. Or, you know, if this is a general reading, so it doesn't even have to be masculine, this could be a matriarch as well. But it's somebody who has authority in the family or in the workplace. that you're dealing with on Thursday. If it's somebody in the family, then we've got a whole different situation. I don't think so much you're coming to them with a concern or an issue, as I think maybe they are coming to you with a concern or an issue about themselves. I feel like if this is somebody in the family, a matriarch or a patriarch in the family, I think that they may be confiding in you that maybe they're not feeling as strong as they used to feel or as healthy as they used to feel. And maybe they're kind of starting to, you know, where they've always been the person that everybody's kind of looked up to and relied on, they're starting to feel like maybe they don't have the energy to fulfill that role the way that they used to. And so I think that they may be bringing that concern to you, and they may be asking you for help in covering some of the things that they've always kind of just naturally been in charge of, because everybody has sort of always just looked to them for those things. So a couple of different ways that that is playing out for you, Leos. Just depends on who it is you're dealing with, whether it's going to be a work-related supervisor or whether it's going to be somebody in the family. And the other thing I'm hearing is that this could be you too, with these types of concerns coming in. So you could be in the emperor role, actually handling somebody's concerns, or you could be the one confiding in somebody younger in the family that, you know, everything is not working quite as well as it used to for you, where you're concerned. Okay, so let's move on to Thursday. Thursday, what we have showing up is the 9 of Coins. This is a good card. This card just says that you're looking around at your life and your lifestyle, and you're realizing that overall, for the most part, you're pretty happy with how things are right now. Now, obviously, we all have goals and we all have things that we would like to improve and make better all the time. I don't think we ever quit expanding in that way. But this card is just talking about, generally speaking, when you look at where you were before and where you are now, you're realizing that you've been making some pretty good progress and that things are good for you. Now, let's move on to Saturday. I think we're going to look at Saturday and Sunday together, because I don't want you guys to be wigged out by Saturday's card, because it's followed by a super positive one. And Saturday's actually isn't so much negative, but people just get wigged out by this card. So we're going to look at the weekend together. So Saturday we have the Death card, but Sunday we have the Chariot card, and the Chariot talks about victory and a particular type of victory. So let's talk a little bit about Saturday first, and then we're going to talk about Sunday. So Saturday, when we have the Death card coming in, I really wish that this card was not named Death. I wish that I could just like white out the letters here and just write on it, Transformation. That's what I would name this card. And I understand why people call it death, because death really is like the ultimate transformation. We transform from our physical bodies into our spiritual selves again. But we should just call this card transformation. So anyway, what's going on Saturday is we're making some big changes. And usually when I see this card, we're talking about big changes in our own core values. So we're starting to realize that something that we've believed maybe since we were little really isn't that true. And it's really not working for us. And so we start to look around for what really is true about this type of situation. And we start to replace that old teaching, that old core value, with something that is actually more helpful and more useful and more real to help us navigate through our lives. So it's big transformation in that when we make a change like this many times will impact how we interact with the people in our families. This will impact how we interact at work, and if we even still like the work that we do or not. This will impact maybe even how we feel about our things and our friends. And so this type of transformation can be absolutely huge as we let it process through and integrate into our lives. And so that's not something that I would expect to be completely finished on Saturday, but I'm feeling like on Saturday you have that aha moment of, oh, now I understand why this doesn't work out so well for me, because I have this false belief or false belief system about it. What is going to work better, and starting to replace that. So it's really an aha moment of what's going to work better that comes in. It's going to take a while for that transformation to actually integrate into your life, but it's the beginning of a journey that ends really well because, or I don't know if it ends, but anyway, what it does is it brings across this transformation into us that allows us to more easily feel happiness, and that allows us to more easily follow our own path. So very good card to actually have come up for you guys. Now let's move on to Sunday. Sunday, like I said, we do have the Chariot, and that is a victory. It's a particular type of victory. This is a victory that requires the coordination of other people as well. So it's all about our willpower and our desire, but we couldn't do this without the support of other people backing us up and helping us out. So there's some kind of something that you've been wanting in your life, that you've been desiring, that actually comes about through the help of other people and your own self-discipline on Sunday. And the first thing that I think about when I see this is I think about AA meetings and people that, maybe they get like 30 years straight and sober. They do that because of their own self-discipline, their own willpower, but they also do that because they have the support of other people that are sitting in those meetings, sharing information about where they've been and how they've gotten as far as they have, and learning from that and being encouraged by that. So that's the first example that comes up, although I'm sure there's a zillion and one different ways that this can manifest into all of your lives. But definitely this is something that is very positive, that you've been wanting to achieve and that you have achieved through not only your willpower, but the help of others on Sunday. So Leos, that is your week. Thank you so much for stopping by, for sharing, liking, subscribing, for hanging out with me, and for commenting. Those of you who are interested in a group mentoring session, check out my website to get some contact information and let me know so we can get you scheduled in there. Everyone have a fantastic day. I'll see you back here the next time. Peace out.